afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What Kevin Clark didn't tell you that when they bought the bank, I was part of the fixed assets, so I went with them. And I was very honored to work for Scotiabank for 3 years. Actually, this is the first time I come this time of the year at Toronto, and it seems like winter was never here. It's beautiful. It really is an honor for me to be here in Toronto, to have the opportunity to spend some time with you, distinguished guests. Today, I would like to share with you some facts and thoughts about my country, Costa Rica, to provide you with a brief overview of the key elements that have allowed us to stand out of many countries around the world, and to talk to you about the initiatives and progress achieved both in education and innovation, and how our accomplishments in these two areas have turned Costa Rica into the best place to invest in our region. Costa Rica, though small, has an exceptional history. Our commitment to democracy, the rule of law, and human development are not fruits of a fad. They are the consequence of explicit choices made throughout our life as a nation. No one forced us to declare and legislate that primary education should be free and universal in 1869, before all of Latin America, before England, before many states in the United States, and some provinces in Canada. No one forced us either to create, in 1940, a public health care and social security system underpinned by values of solidarity, a system that explains why Costa Rica now has almost the same life expectancy as Canada. And no one forced us either in 1948 that we wanted to be the first country in the world without an army, that we refused to squander our scarce resources on fighting imaginary wars, that we were unwilling to invest on military gear when we could invest in it, when we could invest it in building schools for our kids. No one forced us to take on the task of protecting our prodigious biodiversity we inherited, undertaking a nearly 40-year-long effort that today places almost a fourth of our territory under some form of environmental protection regime. No one forced us to devote well over a century to nurturing the institutions that currently make Costa Rica's democracy the most stable in the developing world. We are, ladies and gentlemen, children of history. Today's Costa Ricans, and we take pride in our heritage. Complex trials lie ahead, many pending tasks over which we have reasons to be concerned, but it would be a mistake to forget something about Costa Rica. We got the fundamentals of sustainable human development right, and we got them right before anybody else in Latin America. Nonetheless, whether our overall talents, prior achievements, or initial conditions may have been, enduring success is untenable if one refuses to accept the world's changes. Only those willing enough to embrace change fearlessly are able to make a mark on it. We are convinced that the best way to multiply that which nature and history have gifted us with involves our embracing globalization without any reservations, in hedging our bets for growth on an economy that is even more open, more integrated to the world, and increasingly based on our ability to innovate and create. That is the best way to honor our past and to ensure that Costa Rica remains a democratic, prosperous, just, and secure society at peace with its environment. With that in mind, we have escalated our efforts to forge extensive links between Costa Rica and the world economy. Costa Rica has been an active participant in the multilateral trading system. It has further contributed to strengthening the Central American economic integration and has in place free trade agreements that oversee trade with 15 commercial partners, including the US, Canada, Mexico, Chile, China, and others, covering close to 73% of our imports and 67% of our exports. Once the agreements that are now pending legislative approval, namely those with Peru, Singapore, and the CARICOM, and the European Union, are approved, Costa Rica preferential trading partner will increase to a total of 52, covering close to 83% of our current trade. In the last decade, our exports have doubled and continue to grow rapidly, not merely in amount, but in diversity and sophistication. Today, I'm proud to say that we export over 4,000 different products to almost 150 countries around the world, that we are the country with the highest participation of high-tech exports in total manufacturing exports in Latin America, and the fourth in the world, according to the World Bank, with almost 40% of our export being high-tech products, a percentage higher than China's or Ireland's. Canada has been a preferential trading partner of ours for almost a decade, and we're interested in deepening our relation with you. Our free trade agreement has clearly shown its two-way set of benefits. Trade flows have grown 2.6 times since its entry into force, with an average rate of growth of 12%. Last year alone, trade during the first 3 quarters grew 21% compared to the same period of 2010. With these figures in mind, authorities from both countries met last year and agreed to launch a modernization process of our free trade agreement. From our standpoint, this process aims at upgrading rules and disciplines to properly respond to the current production reality, ensuring preferential access to the Canadian market for Costa Rican goods produced on the free trade zones, improving access for textile products, and including new chapters of technical barriers to trade, government procurement, services and investment, areas which 10 years ago were not regularly part of free trade agreements. We recently concluded the second round of negotiations in Costa Rica with very positive results, and we look forward to conclude this effort in the fall. In difficult economic times for the world economy, we are convinced that our focus should be on reducing barriers and promoting trade, and promoting also investment flows. Having a modern FTA between Costa Rica and Canada in place will allow us to continue providing a secure and predictable investment and trading climate, and will bring better opportunities to our producers, exporters, investors, and consumers. Foreign direct investment has been a cornerstone of Costa Rica's development and will continue playing a key role on our future growth. Our country has become a major manufacturing and services hub, providing investors with the ideal export platform to access the world's most important markets. Today, we manufacture, provide, and export from Costa Rica a great variety of high-tech products as well as services. In the electronics industry, from electronic components to radio frequency products for the wireless telecommunications, aerospace, and medical industries. In the medical devices industry, from stents and electronic infusion pumps to tissue heart valves. In the services industry, from customer service centers in up to 8 different languages to aeronautical software verification processes that ensure secure navigation and landing system for the planes in which you and I travel. We have given high priority to education and innovation initiatives so as to continue building on Costa Rica's legacy and strengthening our value proposition. Clearly, we're currently investing 7% of our GDP in education, the same as Canada. Last year, we led through Congress a constitutional amendment to guarantee an increase in the budget for education to 8% of GDP by 2015. Permanent investment in the education of our people will continue to place Costa Rica in the top tier of Latin America. Furthermore, our plan to universalize preschool and high school education and substantially increase the number of educational institutions is clearly underway. We rank first among 139 countries in primary education enrollment, and we have plans in place to increase high school enrollment and aggressively address dropout rates. We're also doubling the number of technical high schools in the country. By 2014, Costa Rica will have 90 more technical high schools offering a variety of specializations to tailor the needs of companies in the high-tech sector. We're focusing to ensure that all Costa Ricans can speak to the world by providing English education training to our population. We are on the way to reaching the goal by 2017, 100% of our high school student population will be fully bilingual. In the field of innovation, according to the Global Competitiveness Report, Costa Rica ranks as #1 in innovation in Latin America, and many multinational companies can testify to that. To strengthen our efforts in education and technology, last year, our government announced a digital social agenda for Costa Rica. The agenda includes a national broadband plan to build a network for high-speed internet access. It also includes investment in nationwide social projects to bridge digital divides, a national wireless access layer, deploying digital community centers, and providing laptops for school children in less developed regions. We also launched a national science, technology, and innovation plan whereby we're committing to invest 1% of our GDP in research and development by 2015. Our government is investing in master's and PhD programs to double the number of graduates in 5 years, as well as double the percentage of students enrolled in scientific and technological careers in the same period. We're also exploring additional initiatives and incentives to foster more multinational companies engaging in research and development in Costa Rica, and we have a strong basis from which to build in this area. These plans show that Costa Rica is clearly aware that progress is linked to the promotion of innovation, science, and technology, education, and innovation. The combination of these elements has allowed us to become the ideal destination for investment projects in Latin America. And in a world sometimes assaulted by raging violence, we continue to acknowledge that security and public safety are key elements to maintaining economic growth, attract foreign investment, and continue to foster our tourism industry. Despite the high crime rates in many parts of Latin America, Costa Rica continues to be one of the 3 safest countries in the entire region, and we're determined to keep it that way. Late last year, the Financial Times, through its FDI brand, recognized Costa Rica as the most attractive country for foreign direct investment in the Caribbean and Central American region. San Jose, our capital, was also recognized as the 5th Latin America city of the future where to conduct business. We're interested in hosting you in Costa Rica. We would like you to consider our country as part as your present and future business plans. I guarantee you that Costa Rica has a lot to offer. I personally invite you to explore the opportunities available, and I'm confident that when you do, you will also become one of our success stories. Thank you.